welcome to Live in the Solution. I'm your astrologer and tarot card reader, Mary Trimble, here with your readings for March the 9th through the 22nd. Yes, guys, this is a 2-week reading. I'm doing it because I won't have time to do 12 readings next week and the astrology report. So what I will do is I'll probably do a couple of live feeds. So make sure that you hit the bell, the notification bell, so that you are notified when I'm going to do a live feed next week. This is your sun, moon, and rising, guys. So take what resonates, leave the rest. Check out your moon and rising as well. And all the links to everything will be below in the show more section. So check out the description box below. Also, you may click on here and that will take you to my website. You can see the kind of readings that I offer for a personal private reading. All right, guys. Wow, guys, all I can say is wow, wow, wow. This is there's definite crossover here, guys. So check out your sun, moon, and rising, or your moon and rising, because I'm assuming this is your sun. The first card out for you is the Empress. Look at her. She is pregnant with ideas, darling. First of all, she is the divine feminine. You know, she's Venus. And we have Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus right now. Stay tuned for the astrological report so you can find out what's going on. Now, she's the number 3. She is expansion. She's Jupiterian as well. She's about good fortune. She's manifesting, right? She's Gaia. She's the Empress. She's the Queen of Queens. She's like the queen of the planet, Gaia. She's all about creativity and creating abundance. She represents abundance. So I feel that you need to focus on creativity. Actually, we all do, Leo, because we have the Sun conjunct Neptune, which is all about creative. It can be a little foggy and confusing if we're not focused on creating something. So artistry, music, creativity, we've got to put our energies into that for us to make this energy beneficial for us, right? To create something, construct something out of it. That's what we need to do to create this abundance. Now clarifying the Empress is another 3, darling. Look at that. 3 of Wands, and this is like Jupiter, darling. You know, this is about really planning. So I feel that you've got to kind of creatively think of something, you know, and that's, you know, be a visionary. And that's really easy to do with Neptune. You can envision fabulous things, right? I feel that you have to kind of make these long-term optimistic plans. You know, this is about, you know, it's not months or weeks. This is years. You know, if you can come up with a 5 or a 10-year plan, a goal, and then construct a plan. So you have a goal, what you want, and then you construct a plan to get to that goal, right? And this is a perfect time. She's fertile, right? This is fertile ground. This is fertile ideas. This is a way forward in a really exciting, abundant way forward. Leo. Now, the next card you have, which is interesting, so you've got 2 3s, right? And then you've got the Five of Wands, and then you have the Five of Swords clarifying it. I'm just showing you them both before I get into it. The Five of Wands is like, you know, bickering. This can be bickering at work, or bickering within the family, or bickering. This is everybody talking over one another and no one being heard. So this is about everybody wants their point of view to be heard, and they're not listening to anyone else, and they really don't care about anybody else's point of view but theirs, and everyone's shouting and no one can receive any information. Now, when the Five of Wands comes up, it is saying that you really need to address this in a very creative and diplomatic way. Because and think outside the box in how you can figure this out, how you can how can you facilitate a situation or a platform where everyone can be heard. How can you do that? This is something that you need to ask yourself. I don't mean that you should be in charge. It's not about being in charge. It is about being a facilitator. So everybody is equal, everybody gets a say, and everybody gets their turn to say what they need to say. Now, clarifying the Five of Wands. Five means change, right? It also means freedom. There's another five, the Five of Swords, as I showed you earlier. The Five of Swords is about winning an argument at any cost. And this is not a nice way to win an argument. This is about ending up insulting someone just to, so this is like the debate on social media about the Democrats, right? Who's the best runner? And everyone's angry and they're all saying, pointing the finger to each other, and you're not listening to this and you're not listening either. This is very that kind of thing. And then they end up insulting each other and saying, get informed, or you're not smart, or it's very that's what's going on all over social media right now, for whatever political party that you're involved in. And I'm using that as an example. It's not necessarily that. It can be a different subject. But this card comes in and it's saying this argument cannot be won. So you just need everyone to be able to hear everyone else. You don't necessarily need to weigh into it. And you can always say, let's agree to disagree. Because sometimes with these cards, you have to agree to disagree. Because with this, the Five of Swords, there's no winning. So go into this as you don't have to win. No one has to win. But everyone needs to be heard in order for them to feel satisfied, for them to feel worthy, for them to feel that they are putting and this could be a team at work. This could be a work team. Everybody wants to put their input into a project or something. So listen, what I will say about the Five of Wands is that when the Five of Wands comes in, there's always a reward for handling it. And sometimes it's just that, you've got to, everyone's listened to everyone, even though maybe not agree with each other. But there is a feeling of a more connectedness with each of you. And so it kind of paves the way for harmony. But if you don't handle it, it will turn into the Five of Swords. And so be the bigger person and create a space where everyone can be heard. Now, the next card out is the Knight of Pentacles, right? The Knight of Pentacles. Listen, guys, I'm really getting planning here, because the Knight of Pentacles is, listen, Knights are always about moving, right? They're about movement. But this Knight doesn't move unless he plans his move. He does not waste any energy. He surveys the land and he makes strategic, methodical steps forward. He plans every step. So when he comes into a reading, it's saying, don't act rashly and plan, do the next best thing and plan ahead. You need to plan. You need to be strategic. And, you know, look, he wants to make more of these coins. And how's he going to do that? He's going to make plans. This is all about planning. I think it's planning before you execute is what I'm getting. And look, this one's like, you know, years ahead planning. I feel that you have to really look at all your options, put everything down and say, okay, I've got this goal. How am I going to get from here to there? And, you know, and you've got to plan. And look, clarifying this is the Empress yet again from the other deck. And the Empress, she's got Venus right there. This is creativity. It's like brilliant ideas. It's manifesting abundance, right? It's being focused on what you can create. And, you know, abundance is coming to you. You need to set goals and you need to methodically get to those goals. You need to get there slowly but surely. It's not about rushing right now. This is about perhaps holding back and making the plans and thinking, you know, creatively, how can you get there? You know, this also, the Five of Wands can be internal conflict. So I think if you plan, you won't have that. You need a definite path forward is what you need. And by really surveying and looking at all your options, you're going to be able to make that long-term goal and figure out how to get there slowly but surely. It's about being patient. It's about being determined. And it's about getting there, you know, one strategic step at a time. Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. Please stay tuned for the astrology report coming up next. And I love you all. And I'll see you on the other side, or in 2 weeks. Hello everyone, I'm so happy that you decided to stay on and listen to the astrological report and what's happening in the celestial sky for this week and the week after, as next week I won't have time to do these readings. So we start off on Monday, the 9th of March 2020. We have a super full moon in Virgo at 19 degrees, 1:47 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. That's if you're in New York. 3 hours behind on the West Coast and only 4 hours ahead in Europe this week. So they haven't changed their time yet. Now, a full moon, as most of you know, is when the sun and the moon are opposite each other. And it's actually the sun that illuminates the moon. When they're exactly opposite, the moon is completely full. And this is a super full moon, which means that the moon is very close to the Earth on its elliptical travels. And it is going to appear huge in the sky. It's going to be massive. It's a beautiful full moon, darling, and which means that it's very powerful. The effect, the magnetism from that and the effect on us and the planet is immense. It will definitely affect the tectonic plates on the planet, and it's going to affect us. Now, the moon is in Virgo and the sun is in the opposite sign of Pisces. Now, the moon is feminine. She's the mother. She's the divine feminine. She receives, right? She's receiving light from the sun. She's emotions. So it's all about feeling, right? But she is in Virgo. Now, before I go any further, she's at 19 degrees Virgo. Now, 19 degrees is very poignant, right? It really reduces down to number 1 in numerology. It's because 1 and 9 is 10, and 1 and 0 is 1. So the number 1 in numerology is about independence, individuality, determination, and authenticity, right? And the number 1 in the tarot is the magician. So this, the magician has one hand in the sky, to the ethereal realm, to source, to, angels, to your guides, whatever you choose to call your deity or your belief system, and one hand on his table where there are 4 elements, and the 4 elements are all we need. So this is saying that you have everything you need to become or to do whatever you want to do. This is a very powerful new beginning, right? It's magical. Virgo is about analysis, and this full moon is in Virgo. It's about practical problem solving, right? She's an earth sign. Virgo is feminine. She's an earth sign. So she's pragmatic. Because she's feminine, she receives, right? Because feminine signs receive, masculine put out. She assesses situation, people, and things to work out how to make the best of whatever it is that she's assessing. She wants everything and everyone to be the best. She is quality control. So the best thing I can say, look, imagine that Virgo is a woman in September where the harvest is coming in and she's receiving the harvest, right? And she meticulously goes through that harvest. She takes out the best from the harvest, and then she organizes it. How is, so much say it's wheat and corn, right? So she's going through these strands of wheat and corn, and she is putting them in piles, some to make flour, some to make bread, some to make mead, alcohol. So she's putting all these piles and she's sorting it out so that she can best use it for the upcoming winter for everyone, right? So she is sorting through this information to make the best out of it. Now, Mercury, Virgo's ruling planet, is going to be going direct later on that day. Or the next day if you're in Europe and Asia. So I just wanted you to be aware of that. That's a side note for now. So the sun is in the opposite sign in Pisces, right? So this energy is very kind of intermingled. Now, on the positive side, Pisces is spiritual, it's meditation, it's introspective, it's connection with spirit, with the ethereal realm. It's dreamy and intuitive. It's sensitive to everybody's feelings, right? And this is especially so because it is right next to Neptune, and Neptune is the ruler of Pisces, and Neptune is dreamy, it's visionary, it is a connection with spirit. You can use it as that. You can, write fantasy, fiction, poetry, the visual arts, anything artistic and creative is a really good way to channel this energy. It's also, on the downside, it's a little fuzzy. It's not quite clear what's reality, what's fantasy, what's the truth, what's delusion or an illusion. Because, if you're using it creatively, you can bring to life visualization. Visualization is really good during this time too. So if you can direct it, it's brilliant. But you can also go off the other way. You can be easily influenced. You can be deluded by people. So you have to be meditation, darling. This is about introspection. So it's very, very powerful. And on one hand, you've got this very practical, woman who's receiving information and sorting it. And on the other hand, you've got this dreamy, visionary, you can lose time with Neptune too. So it's very hard to focus sometimes. So you have to kind of remember this. Now, this full moon, right, is about introspection. It's about going within. It's definitely a time to be quiet and to be reflective and to go inside and pull out the best qualities, because Virgo wants the best, right? So, and also the negative side of Virgo is criticism. So you've got to be careful, and also that's the best side, critical thinking, but criticism is the negative side, right? So you have to make sure that when you have to really pay attention to your internal dialogue. So if you're saying, oh, you're useless, you can't do that, this is no good, that's not a good thing. But if you can change that, you can change the energy of that by saying, oh, how can I do that better? What if I did this instead of that? And it's really about changing the internal language. You're talking about the same thing, but you are coming out of the problem and looking for a solution. You're opening up your mind to wonderful possibilities. And this is a wonderful time to do this. So reach within. Be introspective, be quiet, go within and pull out your best qualities, your star qualities. What is the best that you can be? What can you pull out and become? Where do you need improvement? You can say, instead of, oh my God, I'm useless, I can't do that. It's like, where can I improve upon this? Because the possibilities are endless, right? Now, another reason that this is a powerful full moon is that it is in harmony. It's got this beautiful harmonious relationship at the same time with Mars, the planet of action, right? Get up and go and start something new. And Jupiter, the planet of abundance and good fortune. And Pluto, the planet of transformation. So this is a transformative time for the better. So it can start off a little fuzzy, a little confusing perhaps, because Neptune is involved, but it's ultimately going to turn out well, particularly if you go inside. And this is, look, Jupiter, Mars, and Pluto are all in Capricorn, and Capricorn is ambitious, it's industry, right? It is, hard work, it's goal orientated. Look, this is a very industrious full moon. I would say kind of hold off. It's like make the plans, go within, figure out what's going to work, and then come out guns a-blazing. And Mercury, don't forget, goes direct that night. Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, so it's going direct that night. So, go inside, figure all this stuff out, sort through all the information that you're receiving that's within, and then get up. Nothing will be able to stop you, darling, when you start on your plans, your goals. Set your goals and get out there and achieve them. So this is a very exciting day on Monday. Now, not a lot is going on for the rest of the week. A couple of minor aspects that aren't worth really mentioning. However, and that's why I kind of also wanted to skip to the second week and do it all in one, because Monday on March the 16th, 2020 at 3:43 a.m. Mercury moves back into Pisces. So you've got this energy being kicked up again right now. It already was in Pisces, and when it went retrograde, it went into Aquarius, and now it's going back into Pisces because it's direct and it's picking up speed, right? So more creativity, writing music, creative writing, fantasy writing, visual arts, enjoying museums and appreciating the beauty in everything. Now, Tuesday, March the 17th, it is St. Patrick's Day. So happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. And please drink responsibly. Now, Thursday, March the 19th, 2020, at 11:50 p.m. It's at the end of the day. The sun enters Aries. This is the spring equinox. This is really spring has sprung, darling. Aries is a cardinal sign. We're going to get up. We're going to feel energized. It's brilliant. Now, listen. The equinox is when daylight conquers the night, and it is time to spring into action. Spring has sprung. Aries is the beginning of the zodiac. It is the start. Aries is the fearless warrior. He will jump into action for the sheer thrill of it. His anger and rage is unparalleled, right? And he can be a bit impulsive and impatient. And his fuse is a bit short, but he blows up and the fire goes out. So he lets go pretty quickly. So this is a time to take action. And, with Mercury going direct, it's like we're off to the races. You better plan everything now so that you can spring into action next week. Now, on Friday, March the 20th, 2020, Mars is conjunct Jupiter, which means they come together. And when they're together, you can barely tell one from the other, right? Their energies meld. They become one. Now, Mars is the ruler of Aries, right? So it's cozying up. Mars is the warrior, right? Get up and go. And Mars also rules sexuality and libido. And it is cozying up to Jupiter, the planet of good fortune, bigger, better, more, and abundance, right? So energy is really out of the ballpark. It's like, get up and go. You want to do everything and perhaps everyone. It's like, passion, your libido is high. Everyone's, it's spring, darling. And then to have this, it's like a double indemnity. All the animals and everybody is procreating or attempting to procreate. They're definitely getting together. So this is really a great time to start anything that requires physical stamina and energy. So, you can be building something or sports perhaps. This is brilliant for anything, running a marathon, anything that requires a lot of energy and stamina. Now, just be mindful not to overdo it because, Jupiter's bigger, better, more, right? So you have to know your limitations. You have to kind of rein it in a bit. Now, on another note, new love interests are likely under this influence because of your magnetism and charisma and your sexual, sexy energy. It's all going to be out there and everybody's going to be, it's going to be fun. Oh dear, another baby boomer thing. Anyway. Somebody stop me. Now, on Saturday, March the 21st, 2020, Saturn moves into Aquarius. New rules of engagement may be required. Saturn is he's the old man, right? And according to Greek mythology, the water bearer the symbol of Aquarius, was a young man named Ganymede. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but anyway, he was the object of Zeus's affections, and he would go around bringing H2O, water, to all the gods in exchange for eternal youth, right? So you have this youth, this young kind of outside the box, innovative, individual, a unique, a little quirky energy mixed with the old wise man Saturn. It's like push, pull, push, pull. So you have youth, combined with this old adult, and anything is possible because this means a whole new set of engagement rules, kind of thing, new ways of living with each other, perhaps, right? In community, because Aquarius is about community, it's about unity. So, and perhaps new ways of traveling. So, listen, it could be this is a major shift in energy as Saturn moves into Aquarius, from Capricorn into Aquarius and backwards. And it's going to do a little dance for a while, right? As it goes retrograde as well. So, look, it could be that, everyone could have like live-in rooms and share the kitchen and the bathrooms, and perhaps buildings will get higher. This is an air sign, so we could build up. I mean, there's lots of different ways of looking at this, but I think very innovative ways of living will become the norm, I think. So there's going to be major changes in those areas. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you. I just wanted to remind you that this is a membered supported channel. So there are a few ways that you can support me. Of course, liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing is a brilliant way to support me. I really appreciate that. But you can also check out Patreon. Click on this link. My Patreon page, I post things there. I don't post anywhere else. And you can support me for as little as $1 a month. That's $12 a year. Not a lot for you, but it's huge. Imagine if all my subscribers gave me $1 a month. That would be amazing. I'd be able to get so much done. I wouldn't have to work on the side. And listen, I now have a membership to my channel, so you can press the join button. You're not beholden to join, but you can see what's offered there. And we have a member kind of section where we can hang out, and I plan to do videos just for my members. But I've just got the membership, so check it out. And hopefully that will build out. I think the smallest membership is $1.99. So that would be lovely if you could do that. And if not, that's cool too. No pressure. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank my patrons and my members. I really appreciate you. You are helping me do the thing that I love the most, which is to help and inspire others. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for that. And guys, I love you all. Mwah, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.